A quick little update from Ben, the Mr. Traveling all over the place. I've been going up to Fort Wayne the last couple weeks on Tuesdays, and trying to debate right now whether or not I should go back up to Fort Wayne later this week. But the purpose of that is we're putting together training manuals. We're starting with Benson since that's where we had a new employee, the most recent. Once we get through the process, basically anytime he has a question about anything, we're going through and writing a procedure for it. We're putting in the training manual and things like that. And realistically, we're going to be doing that for every new person that we start. We're providing that training, that hands-on training for each and every person that we hire. That way, because I know in previous years we've had employees that one of the things that they complain about during exit interviews, well, nobody trained me, nobody did this, and nobody did that. It's like, well, we don't really have a full-time training person, so it makes it really difficult to train people. And then when we don't have procedures in place, that even makes it even more rough. And that's really what we're trying to go through and make sure that we write these procedures and we write that training manual. And so we're not stopping until basically we get things documented the way that they should be for each and every employee that comes through. And so we're kind of putting a freeze on hiring until we get the new Benson employee completely 100% trained on every portion of his job. That way, when we're not adding another employee to the mix of other things that are not documented, because we literally would just go insane trying to keep track of everything. Trish and I have been really working hard on that. Trish today started analyzing what do we need, organizing the office and what do we need more training of and documentation thereof and things like that. And every time that the new employee would have a question, we would we'd make a list of it, and then she'd actually start writing the procedures. And I mean, we probably have an action item list today of, I don't know, probably 40 to 50 some items. Last week we had probably 25 items on that list. And then we give, the new employee an action item list of things that they need to accomplish before the next time. And same with, we've got then our list of things that we're going to try to get done. And what's frustrating about all of this is I've had this company now for 17 years. And I have done things through telephone and email training, and that is very frustrating to do telephone and email training. What I mean by telephone and email training is basically I emailed that employee, or I told them over the telephone how to do that procedure, or how to do that thing. And then what I call telephone training is taking that one step further, is that employee told another employee how to do it. And that's how, honestly, I thought things should run. I mean, it shows how naive I was, 17 years ago. How the fact is, well, why? Of course that employee's going to remember everything. Why wouldn't they remember everything? And that's truthfully not the case. They cannot remember all of those details, nor will they ever remember all those details. So that's one of the things that we have started identifying, and we're taking corrective actions. Eric is in the process now of going through and writing training documents on what departments we need to have training on, and what things do we need to have training on. That way things are actually documented. It's kind of like we've been selling ABG now for probably close to 10 years. We've been selling that product, and the new employee didn't know how to install the ABG installer because it was not documented anywhere, nowhere. You go to the website, it's so cumbersome, and it's just like, okay, well, we sell this package, to our customers, and we call it, X package, but in, the back end engine is called, they have XYZ, 1, 2, 3, all of these different packages. Like, well, which one do I install? Freaking nowhere was it labeled, nowhere was it documented. It's just one thing led to another person. Another employee that we had was the one that says, oh, well, this is the one that we do. Well, I'm like, well, why is it not in the wiki? Why is it not anywhere? Well, we just assume that, the other person would tell them. And it's like, we can't do that anymore. And that's why we're really devoting as much time and energy that we are into this product. And we're uncovering forms that we didn't know that we were still utilizing, and that were not even in the company form documents. And so we're trying to get all those organized and starting to get those forms locked down. And it's not necessarily getting those forms, it's like, how do you use this form? How do you fill this in? When you fill this in, where do you send it to? Who processes this form? What, things like that. Oh my goodness, the amount of data that you need to have. And then it's just like, if things don't get updated from that, it becomes impossible to keep track. So it's all about telephone training, how to stop doing telephone training, how to stop doing email training, and actually how to do one-on-one training with your employees. And that's really what we're starting to identify as a big weakness in our company. And for the last 5 years, the weakness has been documentation. We're really starting to get things documented now, way better than what we were before. I mean, of the things, the percentage of what we're actually getting documented now, I'd say probably about, we're documenting about 60% of the things that we should be, maybe 70%. A year ago, we were documented about 40%. So we have really made some major progress, and where we're lacking right now is in the IT area. But we will solve this problem this year, because we have, we've actually put action items. It's like, okay, we're going to do this, then we're going to do this, then we're going to do this. And I think that we're going to make some good progress on that. So that is the update on the telephone training, the email training that we've been going through, and how to go about solving this problem so it doesn't become, employees don't have a problem understanding how to do their job in the future. So that's what I've been doing today. I've been doing all week. All week I spent on, Benson and processes and procedures, and that's exhausting. So anyway, that's the update for a Tuesday, March 14th.